Hello, everybody, and welcome to the PMA LCS Semifinals. I am Chad Penguin, joined by no one currently. Hansu's going to be a little bit late tonight, so um, we're just kind of waiting to get into pick ban. But yeah, so I'll be solo casting for a little bit until Hansu can catch up, or Elucida can join me, and we'll get started here shortly. I believe the teams are ready, and we're going to look to go into pick ban with carries next door and Popo's pecking order. The hyped matchup between the great junglers. The great Bung in the Sky taking on his counterpart Maye, his noble disciple. And we are into pick ban, with the first ban looking to be Graves on the side of carries next door, banning that away from Bung. I assume to see a lot of jungle bans in this match. Popo following up with the Cho'Gath ban, targeted at Rafal. Oh wait, I have the teams backwards. That makes more sense. Okay. It seems to be Popo's on blue side first. Banning the Graves away from Maye, and then Cho'Gath banning away from StarCraft, and Sivir banned away from Adonvel and carries next door. A really good champion to enable really both teams. Misfortune banned away from Jabberman Kurtz, just a strong early game champion. These all make sense. Kirk7 is not casting. I was wondering when the Vel'Koz ban was going to come, and that seems to round out Popo's bans. Vel'Koz being a strong champion for Panic at the Top Hat, and so not really surprising to see that banned away from him. And looks like the Jin's being hovered to be banned away from Jabberman Kurtz. He performed well on it in the quarterfinals, but versus Washington Z girls. But we'll just have to see how well they can do here in the semifinals versus carries next door. Waiting to see their first lock in here for Popo. They have a lot of options. I wouldn't be surprised to see like a Trundle locked in for Minbung. I don't know if they first pick it. Okay, they're going to go with the Ornn. Just a strong champion for StarCraft. Could be a support, but unlikely. I know we've seen it as support before. And definitely other teams have played it at support, but more likely to be StarCraft's champion. I don't know that Super Bomby plays it, but he could have been practicing that. So top laner locked in, most likely for Popo. Carries next door answers with the Jarvan pick. Most likely, again, jungle for Maye. Good early jungler, which is what carries next door likes to do. They like to get Maye on something he can pressure the map on early, and kind of snowball his lanes. Typically, his lanes do well. Just kind of that, especially mid and bot like to play a little bit more passive, and Maye really enables them, getting them to a later part of the game quicker. I say passive, and then the Uramoose locks in Alistair, who's pretty much anything but passive. He can be, but he's generally more aggressive. So a different kind of approach here for the bot lane of carries next door, looking to be very aggressive, have quite a bit of all-in potential, especially with a gank from Jarvan. Is that Hansu?
Hello.
Hello, Hansu. You are live in Champ Select. Let me get you
Fantastic.
let me get you the link. Well, whenever you get on the league client, there you are. Leona locked in for Popo. So bottom lanes are looking to be really aggressive here. And Quinn locked in on the side of Popo as well. So very aggressive bottom lane. Quinn's kind of a really strong champion right now. So
Oh yeah, for
they're looking
sure.
to
I
abuse
would say
that.
very, very meta right now as well. With the electrocute, full burst can just burst out any squishy targets.
For sure. And Zaya locked in for carries next door. So both the bottom lanes are definitely known here. And they're both going to be pretty aggressive with Alistair Zaya and Leona Quinn.
Mm-hmm. And the Codename Care Next Door bot lane is known to be the safest bot lane in the entire PMLCS. And picking the Xayah pick at level 6 is going to be even safer with their ultimate, preventing all the damage by being invulnerable for a second or two. And it's going to enable the team to dish out a lot more damage and be a lot more safe as well. So I think that's an excellent pick.
For sure. And we see a Fizz ban away from Zawarudo uh, for Popo. And then Vigar being banned away from Carries Next Door. So I guess they're just targeting
Mhm.
each other's mid pools at this point.
Right. I think the biggest part in this game is going to be the battle between mid lanes and the jungle. I'm not saying not any other lanes are going to be important, but the biggest impact for kids carries next door is going to be the jungle mid synergy, which enables the entire team to do well. And Popo's jungler is really excellent, and Menbung is excellent at macro games. And Zarawodo holds up really well for himself. I believe he's one of the more underrated mid laner as well in the PMLCS. And by having those two v two in jungle mid, will ultimately decide how the game will turn out.
I for sure agree with that. Um, both of them like to they have their own different play styles. Zarudo likes to be a little bit more aggressive. He plays the champions
Hmm.
like Ari and Fizz. Whereas Panic seems a little bit more passive, playing the Vel'Koz and Vigar and things like that. But both of them are strong in their own right, for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. I played with Frank before. He would not. I was surprised when he picked that up because I never seen him play that. He usually plays more of a control mage, and we got a rumble pick coming out from Codename Care Next Door.
Yeah, looking to bully out that Ornn pick that they locked in. Um, really strong early lane for sure. I mean, it could flex to mid. I have seen a couple of Rumble mids in my solo queue games, but
Ooh,
more
solo
likely to
queue.
be top.
Yikes!
More
You
likely
can't
to be
just bring
top.
solo queue games in here. What are you doing, man?
Oh yeah, this is
Come
the
on.
PMA LCS. I forgot.
This is a professional League of Legends, okay? Let's not
Yeah,
bring the solo queue shenanigans in here. All
yeah.
right, all right.
We're more advanced than that.
That's right. That's right.
Last pick being Minbung's Warwick. So good, easy CC. Lots of CC actually on the side of Popo with Ornn and Leona and
Mm,
Warwick. Carries next door. That's probably the one thing they're kind of lacking in so far. They have the Jarvan and the Alistair, but doesn't really compare to Popo CC for now. Maybe a control mage out of Frank will, or Panic at the Top Hat will kind of change that. Yep,
and
Morgana
a Morgana pick.
definitely does that.
Yeah,
That's
Morgana
pretty
pick would
spicy.
definitely enable a lot of team fights, especially that Black Shield is going to be crucial against Popo's pecking order.
Yeah,
And looking at the teams right now, the Popo's pecking order have a really good engage with Ornn and Warwick, and follow-up damage with Quinn. And Leona can do a mediate between peeling and engaging as well. So overall, it's a pretty aggressive team. What it looks like,
yep.
and Jarvan as well. And Jarvan Alistar combo with the Rumble ulti, that's gonna be quite insane for Carries Next Door.
For sure. And I think that, um, like you said, I think Popo is going to look to be pretty aggressive and um, get like right up in the face. It's going to be really hard to actually peel all of that off of Zai. I mean, Morgana can black shield one target, but um, besides that, I mean, you've got a Warwick and a Leona and an Ornn. Um, it's a
Hmm.
lot to try to mitigate, but it can be done. So um, I like Popo's comp, but I also like Carries Next Door, kind of what they're going for. It's just a little bit weird
Right.
for me. I haven't really seen them play a lot of these champions. I'm sure they've been practicing them, but um, definitely a different comp coming out of that.
Yeah, they gotta bring out the spicy picks or for the semifinals. Am I right?
Yeah, for sure.
Gotta activate that trap card. Make sure you a good old bait and switch. So, all right.
Stream, I have to change something really quick.
All right, cool. We are now entering the official picks and bans within the client. And it's really funny when you mentioned Jarvan. That's when I came in. I thought it was gonna be Sean picking Jarvan. I'm like, oh, that
Yeah,
is so Sean. That is so typical of Sean, right? And it's not, and it's Maya. And I was
Yeah.
quite surprised by that. Nothing against Maya. It's just I think Jarvan is one of Menbung's signature champions
Mm-hmm.
in this league.
For sure. That and
So
Trundle are kind of the two champions I really associate with him.
yeah, I mean he is a troll after all.
I am really
So
surprised not to see the Trundle lockdown. I mean, I guess he wanted more CC and didn't expect the Morgana.
I mean the Trundle pick against their team, I believe, is the problem is there's only one true tank,
Yeah,
and it's not
makes
even a
sense.
true tank; it's a supported tank. You're not gonna get that full value with the subjugate with the Trundle.
Right. Makes sense. I'm not the resident jungle here, so I'll defer all jungle analysis to you.
I
Yes, sir.
pretend to not knowing what I'm doing. So if I don't know what I'm doing, they don't know what I'm doing.
Exactly.
So that's how you play.
Hey.
That's how you play jungle. That's right. Popo can still throw. We haven't even begun the game yet, my good sir. All right. That being said, the on the Twitch chat, can we have hashtag PPO win or hashtag CND win to see which one that you want to root for and cheer for this semifinal matches. I'm looking forward to this matches, by the way. It's power to top two junglers according to Membung's power ranking, right? So we got number one Maye, and then we got number two Membung, and then we got the lower tier of number three, me commentating about this.
This is just a cast of great junglers.
The great junglers indeed.
And a random right-click person.
And a random right-click person.
Hey.
Yikes. Can we also get Command Membang on chat as well?
Oh yeah, we can
Or
definitely.
Command. That's right, you guys. Chats are doing great. Chat is doing great. You guys are great. All right. Keep it. I'm actually really excited for this. Last time they fought each other, I believe. Am I wrong about that, or?
Wait, what?
The last time PPO and CND fought, it was 1-1, so it's a tie, I think.
Yeah, I think Popo is one of the few teams to actually take a game from Cage Next Door.
Right.
So this should be interesting. They definitely match up well. Very similar, kind of overall teams. They have strong junglers and strong mid laners as kind of like their premier players, if you will. Like, I mean, obviously everybody on the team has performed well throughout the split, but it's kind of who you look to. Those two roles are kind of who you look to dictate the way the game is going to go. So it's definitely going to be a close series for sure. I don't think either team 2-0's here. And if I had to predict, I think they'll at least take a game off of each other. If they don't, I would be upset.
I'll be glad. Cause it's not really semifinals if you don't have any very exciting games, right? So don't make it too one-sided, guys. Be exciting for the chat.
Oh wait, spectator delay. Whoops, I got baited by the spectator delay. Hi, Rich.
All right.
You can become a great right-click like me by being boosted as hell and getting eliminated from the playoffs. That's how you become a great right-click. The ultimate Chad.
The spectator delay for about 2.5 minutes. So on the purple side, the blue side, we got Starcraft and Orn, Membang on Warwick, Zawardo on Vladimir, Jabberman on Quinn, and Super Bobby Buru on Leona. On the other side, the red side, we got Carriers Next Door with Rafael, with Rumble, Maye, Jarvan. Fennec at the top head with Morgana, Adamville, Zaya, and Uramus with Alistair Pick. Also, question for you, Chris. Who do you think is gonna win the first match with this comp?
I think I want to give it to Popo. I have faith in the Great Bung. To
The
lead
great
us.
bomb, praise be.
I also really like the snowball potential of the Quinn, and pairing that with an aggressive support like Leona. I think will do well for them. Even though Zaya after 6 is going to be a little bit more safe, I think that they'll be able to make plays around the map because Quinn roams really well. Pairing
Right.
that with their late game scaling of Vladimir and just how hard he is to kill, I don't really see like if they get to level 18, like who on the enemy team is going to kill the Vladimir? Um, Especially they only have one ignite too, which
Right.
so I don't know. I think that Popo's comp is a little bit more well rounded. That's not to say that CND can't win at all. I think that there are strengths about their comp, being that their bottom lane can be really safe, and that Morgana has pretty great peel for the Zaya, with a lot of damage coming out of Rumble. So there are strong things about both comps, but I have to edge Popo in this one.
All right, great. I think it really ultimately boils down to how they played the earlier game because what it looks like to me is Popos have more of a roam slash pick oriented pick with the Warwick ultimate, Quinn's roaming position post 6, Orin's ultimate. They're really good at all good at picking off champions, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So if they can pick up champions one by one before the game becomes into team fight, time, they'll be able to snowball enough to get ahead that the other team cannot, Carrots next door cannot do anything about it. But I think when it comes to the pure 5v5 though, team fight,
Yeah,
Carrots next door have a little bit of an edge in my opinion
for
with
sure.
all the AoE ultimates from from the top lane, jungle, mid lane, pretty much everyone except for Alistar is AoE ultimate, right? So
Yeah, that's definitely some pretty disgusting like layering that they can do with the Rumble and the Jarvan, just like layering on top of each other, all while Morgana's standing in the middle of them, ulting with Xayah feathers everywhere. It's definitely pretty strong that
mhm.
they can pull together. But Popo can play around that if they just kind of not take a true 5v5. Oh, the icon synergy coming out as well.
The icon synergy. What is that like? Is that a penguin with the ice cream? Oh, that's so
Oh,
sad.
it's freaking adorable. But
Oh
it's
my
not
god.
the Chad penguin. They don't have the Chad penguin.
Oh, you need to stop. You need some help.
I
you can't. You
mean,
can't shamelessly promote yourself like that. You
I,
can't do that.
I do need help. That is true. Right.
That was not my intention. Come on. Take it easy. Come on.
Whoa, just take it easy, man.
Whoa, just take it easy, man.
Let not the fire of your tongue. Come on.
Let not the fire become utterly destroy my self-esteem. It feels so bad, man.
Oh, jeez.
Oh god. Oh man. How did Quinn get so strong too? I just.
The thing about that was she didn't get all of the nerfs that the other marksmen got to their base stats. So that's really the main thing. Wait.
Hello?
Plus, hello.
Oh, okay. I was like, all right, just making sure. Are you loaded in?
Yeah, I'm still at 0.
I'm 0 as well. I was like, okay, what's happening? All right, I just started. I'm at 3 second mark.
Yep.
All right, perfect. So we're synced up.
Yep.
Perfect. Ready to go. Let's go. Game 1 of the semifinals. Purple Pecking Order versus codename Carries Next Door. Let's have a hype match. Let's get ready. Let's get excited, guys. Let's get excited. That's right. Excited.
I forgot how to hide the time bar in the spectator, by the way.
The time bar?
Yeah, the time bar at the top.
I'm
Chat.
probably the worst one you could ask.
Chat.
To be honest.
Chat. I'm pressing random buttons.
Chad, we need your guidance, Chad.
Not that. Not that one either. Oh, okay. Found it. It's you.
On Menmar invading the red side red buff right here, but discovered by Rafal. So I guess that he's just gonna go back and start at the blue buff.
Yeah, pretty defensive starts. They just wanted to see where Maya was starting, I think. Got the vision down.
I think it's really important. This Mbaye is a very aggressive jungler, and also a very mechanical player as well.
Yep.
So you have to be constantly aware about of the Jarvan is. Otherwise, you're gonna have a very, very bad time.
Yeah, I brought that up when they first locked it in. They do like to get Maie on and on more aggressive junglers, help snowball their lanes ahead into the late game. Because typically, they're especially mid and bot like to play passive, and Maie can really accelerate their scaling with good early pressure. That's kind of where their early pressure comes from.
Hmm.
Slap fight in the top lane, kind of expected with those two champions.
Just some standard stuff, where as the Army of LCS would call it the wet noodle fight.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't understand why they call it wet noodle. Why is it wet noodle? It's like two tanks beating up each other. It's like, why is it wet noodle? You know?
Well,
Oh,
wet noodles don't typically like
all
hurt
right.
very
We'll be
much.
coming into the enemy jungle. Feared. Is he gonna flag? Is he gonna force a flag from German? No, he does not. And Raphael's coming. Oh, and Lemon gets to get the flash. Rubber flash is over. We're gonna gets ignited and ultimately gets first blooded by Panic at the top end with a double buff too. That's gonna be rough for Vladimir.
Yeah, Mimbang invading there, trying to get that red buff taken away, but it just didn't really work out for him. He didn't really have mid or top priority to kind of stay that long. I think after he kind of blew the flash from Maie, that backing back out he might have lived, but
I think
overall just
burning
unlucky.
flash. Yeah, I think at the time that Jarvan would burn flash, it was kind of too late for Warwick, as Raphael and Panic at the top head were both heading towards the red side top jungle
Yeah.
to help Maya. So unfortunately, the invade did not go as planned. Fortunately, though, the invade coming in, Memba coming in for the gank, and that is a lot of damage by Zarwarudo.
Yeah. And he just really wants his double buffs back, I think, because Frank's wearing them right
I'll
now.
be upset as a jungler. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like 3 minutes, you already lose the red or blue buff? Oof.
Hotline coming up to help him contest that scuttle away from Maie. Mae's still level 2. Oh wait, no, so is Mimbang though. Both still level 2 actually.
Right. So Jarvan, the path that Jarvan took was blue buff, straight into the red, but unfortunately was stolen by Menbun. But unfortunately, the Jarvan did get the scuttles after he killed. The bot lane going strong, but you couldn't damage going with the electric damage. That's a lot of damage bot lane, but it doesn't really matter. It is Alistar, very, very tanky. Probably gonna heal it back up with the Relic Shield and the E passive.
And he
But
did
then-
take the biscuits too. So I have that
Ooh, that's right.
regeneration.
Biscuit is oh my goodness. Biscuit is it has so much in the laning phase, especially like when you're getting poked out by Quinn like that. But it also gives you mana as well, correct?
Yeah,
Oh,
a
you're
little
pulling
bit.
in with the headbutt, but unfortunately does not commit with the headbutt pulverize combo. And mid lane, Panic at the top lane constantly shoving in against Wurdo, getting that tower pressure and forcing him to miss some CS as well.
Yeah, the biscuits that they just give you like a flat amount of mana back. They don't give you mana over time like they do health. It's just like I think like 75 mana or 50 mana instantly when you first eat it. But definitely a good source of regen for Alistair to keep up in that Quinn poke.
Oh, here goes Membung in the top lane. Oh, and he goes in. And it's actually been an easy kill. Look at that.
Yeah.
Easy bake oven right there. Very easy. And Super Barbie comes in. The headbutt by the Alistar to Pill. Here comes Quinn with the damage. Can he commit? And gets rooted by Zaya. Unfortunately, he can't do any more, but Alistar did take a significant damage during that trade. And he goes again! What a monster! He flashes and heals coming from the kids. And he flashes. Is he gonna die? He dies by Ignite. Look at that trade.
I think I'm a little bit ahead of you, so I'm just gonna pause for a second.
Nani?
Yeah, the bot lane just looking to play aggressive before 6, before CND's bot lane can really have that safety of the Zaya ultimate. Doing a really good job with the Leona of just being aggressive, because that's definitely the strength of their lane is Leona Quinn, playing super aggressively and Of course, Maya hasn't been down there yet, so
What time are you at? I'm at 6:24 now.
okay,
Five.
yeah, I'm streams there too.
Alright, perfect. I mean, despite the Menbang's setback, his team has been doing really well, making up for that gold deficit early game. And this is still in. They still got the game's still fair, like for both teams, you know.
For sure.
Anything can happen at this point. I'm very excited. In getting that scuttle control by Rafael, excellent job. Getting that extra gold and Mula, perfect.
Yeah, Zaya's already level 6. Zaya caught, I guess, that big wave after Yermus died, and so Zaya's actually level 6 now. So it's going to be a little bit harder to get that aggression onto the bot lane, provided Zaya ults, you know, when she needs to.
Oh, the good news though, for Jobberman, that earlier trade with the from killing Uramus really got the bot lane ahead a little more.
Yeah.
And while the carries next door's bot lane is the safest, I wouldn't necessarily say they are the best bot lane in the league in terms of skill level. They're very safe for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, I was just saying that I think that, you know, they can kind of soak up a lot of this pressure now that they have the Zaya ultimate to kind of help peel off the Leona and kind of dodge some of that CC.
Right. Earlier, we got Panic at the top and roaming bot lane, and Leona, unfortunate to flush out from her binding, and now the carriers next door is kind of snagged in front of Drake without any resistance. It's gonna be a free Inferno Drake, and Membong is on top side right now, and I think they know I think they know that he's there. Membong going for the red buff once again to get it this time. It's like, hey, this is mine this time.
Second
But
time's the charm. Oh yeah,
Maya, no, they know. It's round 2.
Picking him out. Oh.
Ooh.
He might have to burn the ulti here to get out.
No, I think he should be fine. Maybe now, but that was a very interesting choice. And ignite and flash from Raphael, and Panic at the top had still gets the kill with the ignite. Flash ignite, I believe that was, and flash from Raphael. Poor Membong.
Yeah, second blue buff going over there to Panic at the top hat. He's just been wearing all of Membong's blues this game. Really unlucky.
You know what to say. You know, third time's the charm, right? Are we gonna see the third time invade?
Hey, we can only hope. Our great jungler teaching us how to appropriately pressure the red buff.
Oof.
The great bug in the sky.
I don't know about the Gray right now. I mean, he's just a jungler right now.
Oh.
Unfortunately. Oof. And there's some decent trade from both sides. And Maya is there and coming in. He has no escape. Dominate a nice flash. And here comes the Warrior Salty. And look at that CC trade. And they can't do anything about it. Maya goes down. Look at that CC chain and damage coming out from Membong and StarCraft.
Yeah, the brittle on the orange just makes that suppression last forever, and then those knockups just all compounded there. I mean, Maya couldn't do anything after the Warwick ult happened. He was pretty much dead to rights.
And it was really refreshing to see the CC chain just laid out perfectly just now with the orange ultimate and the Warwick ultimate at the same right after one another. And it does a lot of damage too. That was disgusting. Oh.
Yeah, great counter
coming top down again. He has no flash this time, and coming in.
Get the fear.
And with the fear, got a Piamat, and Membong gets the kill. This is what I'm talking about. They blew a flash very aggressively to Membong. Membong said, "Hey, you know what? I'm gonna pay you back. Okay? I'm gonna constantly get killed until you cry for help, but no one's gonna be there." No one's gonna be there, for I am the great jungler.
Yeah, Membong definitely doing a great job of just returning after he blew the flash.
Panic at the top and going aggressive using the ultimate. Unfortunately, it's not Roar though. Oh, it's a reverse ultimate. Ignite coming out. Is it gonna kill him? Unfortunately, it does not. Nice trade for both
Close.
sides. And Zaruto burns Ignite at the end. Panic at the top end uses his ultimate in trade, but ultimately nothing happens. A nice sidestep by Zaruto coming in, use the blood pool to escape easily. Easy clap, baby. Not even close. That's
Easy
right.
clap.
Easy clap. Can we have easy clap in chat? Boy. You know, if you haven't noticed, the bot lane is pretty much like top lane. You know, it's like I have a reason. It's like top lane is known as the island of the
Yeah.
league, right? Yeah, and no help has been given by either side to bot lane. They've just been doing their own things, minding their own business. All the action has been happening top side or towards the the red side red buff. That's where all the actions has been happening.
Yeah, I definitely thought there would be a lot more action in the spot lane, especially with supports like Alistair and Leona. Like that's some pretty easy setup for junglers, but um, I don't really know.
You know, maybe this is why we are. Maybe this is why I'm the third top. Oh, and he comes. He has no flash. He can't escape. Oh, or can he escape? That is a knife too, and an ignite, an easy clap. I think that ultimate was a little bit aggressive. I don't think he needed to use that. But you know what? Here you go, free kill.
Yep.
We'll
I
take
think he
it.
wanted the assist for sure, um, or maybe he's just a KS lord. But either way,
KS Lord. Yeah, stop giving me titles, man. At the end of the game, everyone's gonna be like, "Why am I getting these titles? Why am I the KS Lord? How could this happen to me?"
how did I become the great bung in the sky? Well, it started with a Chad Penguin cast.
It started as a meme, and now we're here, not like this in the chat. Oh god.
Oh man.
Leona roaring in the bottom and gets the cannon. Thank God. Wait, did he get the cannon for that? He better have got cannon.
I don't know. I was not paying attention to whether or not Leon assists the cannon.
Cannon is here comes the Ornn ulti coming in, and the Black Shield can't
Yeah.
really do anything, and Ornn gets rooted by Morgana. That was easy escape. And here comes Quinn with a massive den and has forces a flash for Zero moves, burning the Leona ult. Oh my god, I cannot talk. It's hard. Play by play is hard.
It's all good.
This is what I'm talking about. The from bot side, the constant roaming from Jabberman, trying to make that pick, forcing Yuramus to burn the flash because a flash on Alistar is actually pretty big.
Yeah, he can't like flash pulverize and then headbutt someone back into his team.
Right, or just do any more a significant flashier plays. No pun intended.
Right. And he definitely has to kind of taper his aggression now because he can't flash back out, if he gets caught in a position.
And here's the Dylan's favorite dragon, the Windray, coming in, and that is a flash initiation. There's a Raphael ulti, everyone going in ham, and then there's a lot of ulti burn for both of the side, and there's a heal burn for Jabberman. Unfortunately, Jarvan dies during the entire fight. So Zaya ult was a little bit ambitious. He's still going in again using the Zenith Blade.
Ooh. Both teams
Total
super
Technical
low.
Gotta take one. They're both really. This is really risky. This is extremely risky. And Zarbordo going in again. Oh, that is a three-man top. Unfortunately, no follow-up is gonna happen.
Yeah, that was very, very aggressive going back in. It was going to be a 1-for-0 for Popo, but then Limbung kind of went back in. Didn't really have.
Oh no!
Oh, caught by the bind there.
Morgana damage. You know, honestly, I think they should have just left after that one pick. The Windrake was attacking them. They were taking a lot more single target damage by the Windrake. And they got a first kill on the team fight that they should have just left. They burned literally everything in that fight. And by overstaying and overcommitting to Dragon, not only they lost not only they lost two members of the team, they also lost the Windrake as well.
Yeah, and I mean the Windrake. I mean Dylan might kill me if I say this, but the Windrake is not exactly. If that was an Infernal, I could kind of understand maybe staying and trying to pressure it. But even then, just kind of backing off, resetting, getting your mid priority back, and then looking to go back to the dragon may have been the better because CND was not going to be able to take the dragon with Morgana and a dumbbell at really low health.
On the Yerma is going in with the Flash Barbarad and the Morgana binding happening in Ignite, and that's gonna be a. Is he gonna die? Look at the regen! Is he gonna survive? And no, he does not. There's a lot of team fight. Ornn using his ultimate and the Raphael damage coming in strong, and this is not good. This is what I'm talking about. Look at the damage. The Water goes in again, but is he gonna make any kills? There's nothing that's gonna happen. Unfortunately, that is a ace by codename Carries Next Door.
Yeah,
This is what I'm talking about.
they
Like
just
the team fight setting, 5v5, they lose unless they get a pick.
yeah they didn't have exactly they didn't have really great deep vision to be going for the fight in the enemy jungle, and so they really their only option there was to kind of try to get a pick maybe, but they thought they were getting a pick on just on two members, but the rest of the team collapsed, and now the map is just wide open for CND. They've got the Rift Herald, they've got the tower down in mid lane. They can look to roam around and just kind of the world is their oyster.
I mean, you're right. I agree with you, but I didn't realize you were gonna make that. You know, you heard it here, folks. The world is their oyster. Or codename Carries Next Door. That's quote of the day by Chad Penguin.
Hey, only the chattiest of penguins.
Only the chattiest of chats. All right. And within the last two team fights, codename Carries Next Door got about 6 kills. Am I right about that? Because no, it was 7 because the earlier one with the Windrake they lost 2 and they just got aced, which makes it 7 total kills within 5 minutes. Yeah. I'll tell you what though, these Panic at the Top Hat Morgana binding has been on point.
Yeah, I don't know how many times he's played it in the PMALCS. I haven't studied my Panic at the Top Hat champion pool, but I don't think it's a very common pick for him if he's even played it at all. It's definitely refreshing to see him one Morgana mid because in my games it's always banned. Unlucky.
Oh, Flash engage coming from Warwick, but he's gonna escape with the Blast Cone. And Botland is going in really, really hard. And look at that Ignite coming in, and Quinn bursting the Morgana. But unfortunately, the team is too tanky. Jarvan re-engages under the tower. Humors is tanking, and that is 2 for 1 in bot lane. And I believe it's going to be a tower as well. The Zaruto is curious. Said, I'm going to avenge my friends. Here I come. But can he do anything about it? He uses ulti, but misses. And Jarvan engages. Jarvan's tanking. He's going to die. Oh, in that massive reach. And Humors is tanking. Is he going to... Oh, but Ornn comes in. Remember, he said, I'm here to save the day. Comes in strong. Feared. Into Tiamat into auto. Ultimately gets a revenge kill for his teammates.
Yeah, that was a pretty good turnaround for Popo. Just collapsing really well. The bot lane getting kind of killed off early, but Quinn doing enough damage to Panic at the Top Hat to bring him down, and then kind of softening up the other targets, and then kind of just they kind of trickled in, which was surprising to see it work out. But I just think the Quinn and the Vlad damage are just pretty insane right now.
Yeah, I also thought they were expecting that regen from Vladimir's ult under the tower.
Yeah.
The one that used it and the his ultimate re-proc to get his health back.
Yeah. 3-man ulti for sure.
Yeah, they couldn't burst that easily. Uranus's Alistar's ultimate just ran out at the time. Jarvan was tanking, so everything just now was very unfortunate for codename Carries Next Door. But Rumble is going to use Shelly on the top lane to secure the top lane tower. But in exchange, Popo's pecking order will try to get this bot lane tower by sending 3 people bot lane. But you gotta respect the Shelly and Rumble and Morgana push.
Shelly is no mere Rift Scuttler. She's the queen of scuttles, the herald of the Rift. That's right. And even though the world is codename Carries Next Door's oyster, I don't think they're out of this. That Popo is out of this game by any means. As we saw in that bot lane, they can definitely turn fights. It's just a matter of not trying to take 5v5 straight up at this point in the game and just kind of looking to get more picks and scale.
And look at that. Just like that. Panic at the top that takes Men-Bomb. And it forces flash for Super Mario Brewery as well.
Yeah, that rumble damage is silly. Just fighting on that ultimate. Oof.
That is a
Morgana
massive
bind.
loop.
Yeah, Morgana bind you on top of Rumble's ultimate. Yeah, you can just wait for the gray screen to happen.
This is so detrimental for Popo picking order. We're getting the second Infernal Drake for Codename Carries Next Door. It's not looking well for them as right now.
Yeah, you really hate to see that.
Yeah, can we get the Command Joe in chat? Yeah, hate to see that.
Yeah. Definitely would help them scale if they could get at least one of these Infernal Drakes, but just unlucky. That's all you gotta say. Bad RNG. Bad Drake RNG for them.
Please. Yeah, especially a team like CND, where they have just pure damage coming out. Infernal Drake? Any Infernal Drake is not good for Popo's pecking order.
Yeah, for sure.
And if you look at the current standing with the score, we got a Dumbbell with 4, 1, and 4. Like I said, not the best mechanically speaking, but the safest in the PMLCS, doing the job that he needs to do. Staying in the back line, pumping out the damage during team fights.
For sure, and Zai is just all around a safer champion. With the ultimate, letting him go untargetable. His
Super Mario engages from the Raphael, but he's by himself, and as Zarvada coming in, and then there's a massive knocker for Yermus. Ultimate coming in for both Raphael and Orn, and everyone's just getting picked. Look at the rotor damage, just burn flash, and gets a pick from a Dumbo, and the fight is still going on right now. And Panic the top at just joining the fight, and unfortunately Zarvada is gonna have to use Zonius, but it's gonna get picked right here. Unfortunate fight for Popo picking order.
Yeah, Popo really has to get deeper vision before they go for these type of fights, because the overall, like happened with the earlier fight too, the initial pick was okay, but they didn't really have the vision to know that they were getting collapsed on by the other members of Carries Next Door, and just kind of unfortunately worked out that they just got collapsed on by that rumble.
The idea was there, right?
Yeah.
The idea was there, but unfortunately, the execution and the follow-up time by CND made the fight a lot more unfortunate than it should have been.
Yeah, their comp is designed to do just what they did and get picks on 1 or 2 targets at most, and then kind of pressure the map up with that disadvantage. But they can't really do that if they keep getting collapsed on. So I think better, deeper wards, if they can get them in CND's jungle or even in their own, will really help them out as far as not getting collapsed on.
And we got around 4K gold lead coming in from CND side, which is, I believe, it's not that significant. It is, but it's not as big as it could have been from what I've seen. I thought it was going to be a lot bigger. And look at that, finding nothing happens. And Yerma's going in for double knockup. Panic and Pape, is he going to go in? Is he going to commit to this? Probably get the damage from the dumbbell and secures a kill to Super Bombing Brew.
Yeah, Super Bomby there, just getting caught out in rotation, trying to defend his mid tower. It's going to be really hard for Popo to defend from this push with a member down and the one with the most CC for sure. So yeah, CND's just going to take this uncontested.
To secure the middle tower and just backing up from that. Say, hey, all your baits belong to us. Start backing off. And gets a free red buff for Zaya as well. That's not going to be good for Popo tagging there.
Yeah, Popo really just have to try to stabilize the game and let their Vlad scale. Quinn scales pretty well, but it's not like the strongest late game champion ever. Vlad is their true hope here. Get a giant Vlad. He does have the Zonius done, so he's a lot better in team fights now.
Oh, I'm not sure about that. Engage. Super Mario Boomer comes in. But I mean, the ultimate. Everyone's burning their ultimate. And look at the Cataclysm and Rumble of the combo, that is a lot of damage, and that's vault from point, but unfortunately it's gonna get bursted by a dumbbell. And I don't think that engage from Super Byron was the one that he wanted to take. And unfortunately that is gonna be the game, what it looks like.
Yeah, that just fighting in corridors or tight spaces versus a Rumble and a Zaya is just not going to be good for you. I think CND ends here for sure. 19 seconds on the Quinn, 12
That's
on
gonna be
Minbang.
and that's gonna be 20 sub 27 minutes on the first game. CND versus Popo's pecking order, and CND is gonna take the first win in the semifinals final series.
All right, chat. Let's check out the. Who do y'all think the MVP was? What's your MVP candidates for this game? Young Elucida Hansu, my boy.
My boy, bye. Yikes. Um, if I had to pick, it would probably have to be. It's rough. It's gonna have to be between Maye and Panic at the Top Hat, in my opinion. Um, because Maya's engage is what enabled the team with the Cataclysm to follow up with the Rumble Ultimate, the Morgana Bindings. And speaking of Morgana Bindings, I also think Panic at the Top Hat deserved it as well because of his pick potential and picks, with the his binding has been on point the entire game, and his wave clear was superior compared to that of Vladimir's, and he's what pretty much kept the pace within the team fight going. Panic at the Top and Maya. But if I had to choose one, it would have to be Panic at the Top Hat. As much as I hate to say it, it will have to be Panic at the Top Hat. You heard it here, Frank. I don't want to give it to you, but I'm giving it to you anyway. You're welcome. You're
Yeah,
welcome.
I have to agree with you. Though I do think the Rumble damage was pretty sick that game. Just the damage from that ultimate. He did the most damage in the game. But I think that Panic at the Top at landing those clutch bindings and setting up all of his damage, all of Rumble's damage, really kind of swung the game for Carries Next Door.
Mm-hmm. Popo's unfortunately constantly getting the early pick with Membung, and Membung constantly tried to invade the enemy red, and they knew that he was coming, and they were prepared for it too. Um, it is an unfortunate game for Popo's pecking order, but hopefully the next game they're able to reset mentally, get a new strategy, or continue their strategy to beat CND in the next game of semifinal series for fighting off the LCS.
All right, and with that, we're gonna cut the stream here for VOD purposes, and we'll be back shortly. Thanks for watching.